Hello everybody again. Apologies about that. I had a few technical issues. We got kicked out of the lobby. Obviously somebody didn't want us in there. I'm not sure why that happened, but there we go. Let's get back up to speed. At least it happened during qualifying, not the race. Fortunately. Right, so let's get back up to speed again. So what have we got in the top three? We've got Frog Label has managed to take the lead at this point. He is on the provisional pole at the moment. He is on a 1:28.831. That's a very, very fast lap indeed. 4/10 ahead of Dom Walsh, who is currently in second place, and Gronfeld sitting pretty in that third place spot as we jump on board with him. He is on his out lap. Have we got anyone on a fast lap right now? Let's see. We got Jim Bob on a fast lap. Let's ride on board with him. He did set a lap on the mediums as a 1:30.5. So let's see what he can manage now. He's on the soft compounder tyres. He goes purple in sector 2. Let's see what he can manage through the last sector. Little bit wide, but taking a very late apex. Oh, just hits the curb a little bit and loses the back end. It's not the end of the world. Into that final hairpin. Get the car turned. Onto the power as early as you can without lighting the rears up. And then see what he can manage. That moves him up to second at a 1:28.894. Not a long way off of Frog Label's lap, that. It could be a tight one. I don't think he's got enough time to go back round to do a second or another lap though on those softs. Got quite a few people going for their last lap, getting ready. Most people on out laps. We've got Presser Mixer in the McLaren. He's on a fast lap now. We've got Esports Addy just set a lap time, gets him up a couple of places. He goes 10th. So I don't think at this point, as Esports Addy retires from the session, I don't think anyone's actually set a lap on mediums. It was only Jim Bob who's now decided that softs were the way to go. Everyone else has set lap times on the soft compound tyres. We do have Broken Shark has retired by the looks of it, as Pressing Mixer goes purple to the middle sector. Let's get a bit more of an aerial view of him as he finishes the lap. Round this final hairpin. Tricky one to get on the power. Trick is getting on the power as early as you can, but like I say, it's so easy to light the rears up. What does he do? He moves up to 11th spot, 1:30.6. We got quite a few people out on laps right now, by the looks of it. Everybody getting in their last lap. Let's ride on board with the other McLaren of Hader, 86 Ramos. I hope I'm pronouncing your names right as he jumps up to 15th. If I'm not, please do jump onto the comment section on my stream and tell me how to pronounce them properly. Callum Jones coming around the last corner now in the Racing Point. Let's see what his lap was like. I don't think he improves. I don't think he was on an out lap. So let's see. He runs a bit wide in the first corner. That's unfortunate. So at the top, we've only got Frog Label in the Alpha Tauri, who is on an out lap. We've got Don Walsh, who's on an out lap. And then we've got to go down to the Ferrari of Tommy Gunner. Everyone else looks like they're in the pit. Although, having said that, Jim Bob's just come out for an out lap. But with 50 seconds remaining of the session, I don't think he's going to make that one. As Don Walsh gets ready and starts his flying lap. If we jump on board with Frog Label and see if he can improve on his pole time. I don't think anyone's going to beat him. I think Don Walsh is the only person who's likely to be able to contest at this point. Nice and neat through those first two corners. That's it. Getting the car off to the left-hand side as much as possible. Turning it in and braking as hard as you can. Hugging the left-hand apex. Getting the car turned around. Little bit of wheel spin there, but he does go purple in sector 1. It's nicely done. This is on for a good lap. Down the back straight. Feels like you're going down here for absolute eternity. Nicely done. Don't run too wide. I think he's just about got away with that. That's nicely done. Absolutely flat on turning into this right-hander. He's kept the speed up really nicely. On the power nice and early. This is really well done. Let's jump on board with Don Walsh quickly as he rounds off his lap. See if he can improve. See if he can take pole position. Or even gain a spot or two. He certainly does. A 128.7. He gets it. Can Frog Label take pole pack? He certainly can. A 128.6. This is a really good battle, that is. 2/10 cover the top three. Or even more than that, actually. If you go down to 4th, there's only 3/10 down to 4th position. That was a very tight qualifying session indeed. So well done to Frog Label. Cracking last minute lap to get pole position. Don Walsh nearly pipped him, but didn't quite get it. And we've got Jim Bob in 3rd place, just 2/10 behind. I'm certainly looking forward to this race. This is going to be a really tight one. It'll be interesting to see who starts on what tyres. Strategy-wise at France is quite an odd one, really. The game reckons it's a two-stop strategy. It's the fastest. You go soft, medium, softs, or soft, medium, mediums even. However, there's a few people this week have been, including myself actually, in last night's race, have been managing to do the one-stop, going from softs straight to hards on about lap 7 or 8. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone goes for that. Obviously, safety cars can have a big impact on this as well. However, it's not a track that often attracts a lot of safety cars. So we will see. We have had a few safety cars already this week, though. But some people might even choose to start on the medium compound tyres and perhaps go to the hards. We will have to wait and see what everyone chooses as we get ready to start the race. Looks like it's going to be a dry start. Not going to be raining. And the lights are going on. We got 5 lights and away we go. Looks like everyone's got off the grid fairly cleanly. Coming into turn 1 now. All going round. We've got Frog Label managing to keep hold of the position. Backs up Don Walsh a little bit. Not too bad. We've got a Red Bull spinning them in the background. We've got a few people that have gone round at the back as well. I'll have to check on them. It looks like Knots Bowler, Callum Jones as well have also come off quite bad in that first corner. Let's check in with a few people. Yeah, we've got Notzballer at the back. Looks like he's not got much of a front wing. Same with Callum Jones there. Benjamin's at the back as well. We've got Preston Mixer has retired from the session. What happened there? Has he come off the circuit? He certainly has. He's just off to the left-hand side there. I'm not sure whether there was contact at all between him or if he binned it himself. And that has brought out a virtual safety car. So it's not a full safety car, it is a virtual safety car. As we come up with the predicted pit stop strategy, soft, and mediums is the preferred method. And as we look, let's have a quick jump on board as the virtual safety car goes in. So we are racing once again. And let's have a look in. Obviously we got the top 10 or the top 9 all on softs where they qualified. We got a Broken Shark who is the only runner on hard compound tyres, so watch out for him later in the race. That will be a very interesting strategy. And pretty much the rest of the grid, apart from Benjamin, is on medium. Sorry, it's just Benjamin on the soft compound tyres. And by the looks of it, Benjamin is making very good use of that and having a good old battle with the Ferrari. Let's see what he can manage. There we go. We got Edward having a look. Sorry, apologies, not Benjamin. Getting my Red Bulls mixed up. It was Edward having a look at DW, who is AI controlled by the looks of it. Let's go to our position changes here. So Big Loser pressing Mixer, who's down 9 places, obviously having gone out into the wall. David Benson is up 5 places, and a Broken Shark is up 7, although he's actually an AI control car, so the AI doing very well for him on that one. It is very close at the top. The top 4 aren't all together, but half a second from second to first, and then 7 tenths, and then 5-6 tenths further back to Grunfeld. So it's a very, very close race indeed. This is going to be a battle that ensues for the rest of the race, I feel. And it looks like we've got a bit of an issue. David Benson, what's happened to him? It looks like he's spun in the Mercedes. As Fog Label sets fastest lap of the race again. I'm not sure, I didn't quite catch what happened to him there. Whether he was fighting with anyone. It looks like Neil is sat in behind Benjamin. Benjamin's making as much ground as he can on these new softs while he can. Position change between the Ferrari and the McLarens. Looks like they've been going side by side through turn 1. Some very good racing indeed. But it is the McLaren that comes off better this time. Or best this time. Looks like Grunfeld's dropped back a bit from the leading trio. And also Dom Walsh in second has just dropped back over a second from Fog Label, which will be quite crucial because DRS should be enabled next lap. And if he's got that gap over a second, that gives Fog Label that bit of breathing space. However, Jim Bob is looking pretty in third. He's only half a second away from Dom. And as soon as this DRS gets enabled, he's going to be looking at trying to make a move if he can. We've got Benjamin all over the back of a Broken Shark again. And looks like Jim Bob's made a move. He's gone at the inside of Dom Walsh. And Dom Walsh has done the cutback on him, but he runs him right out of room there, Jim Bob. He's not letting him back through. And oh, this is getting a bit nasty. There's a bit of a shove there. This second place means a lot to both of these drivers, and they're giving it all they've got, and they are giving just as good as they are being given by their opposition. Some great racing. Jim Bob trying to duck out of the slipstream, I think, or did he lose the back end? I'm not quite sure, but it looks like Dom Walsh is getting the run on him. Jim Bob's low on ERS. Is he going to go at the inside? He does, but Jim Bob just turns across in front of Dom Walsh and has spun him. Drama here down at the chicane. Looks like they're both being very aggressive in their fighting, and it has resulted in Dom Walsh spinning and dropping down now to 6th place. Real shame there. We've got Eddie Dust looking at the back of Aki, and Aki just locks up and runs very wide, and he's making up his own lines through there. Why not, Aki? Why not? We were just talking about getting the perfect racing line earlier around this track. That wasn't it. I hate to break it to you. It is, in fairness to Mark, it is very difficult through that corner. You're turning in absolutely flat, and just a little bit of the brakes to slow it down. Just a little bit, but it's so easy to lock up that inside and end up running wide. But Callum Jones gets a 3-second time penalty. Let's see what other battles we've got. We've got Benjamin's got a 3-second time penalty. He's still stuck behind a Broken Shark in that Renault. He can't quite find a way past. Ooh, nearly goes into the back of him there. Not quite. Broken Shark didn't leave him that much space, but he was entitled to take the racing line. Broken Shark is on hard compound tyres as well, and Benjamin is on softs, so he should have the pace now, but the longer Benjamin takes behind a Broken Shark, the worse it's going to be for his race. Eddie Dust still looking at the back of Aki here for 4th place. We've got Dom Walsh catching up with the pair of them, trying to make amends for that earlier collision. And Bumper Car Ben's also all over the back of Tommy Gunner here as well. Trying to find a way past. It's nearly impossible to make an overtaking move here. However, he's going to have a look. He got a lot better drive off of that left-hander than the Ferrari. I nearly ate my words then. As we see, oh, we got Dom Walsh diving into the pits. Lap 6, it's probably going to be for medium tyres. Probably going to make the 2-stop, I reckon. Let's see what he does. As Tommy Gunner gets overtaken by Bumper Car Ben. Yeah, it's a very nice move indeed. Let's check in with Dom Walsh. Yeah, he's onto the medium compound tyres, so it's going to be a 2-stop strategy. Let's see if Tommy Gunner has anything left in the tank to get back at Bumper Car Ben here. Down the back straight we go. DRS open. He's gaining on him. He's gaining on him. Bumper Car Ben goes defensive. Is he going to have enough overspeed? Not quite. Having a look around the outside, but can't quite make the move work. But he does get the switch back on him. Bumper Car Ben runs wide in the middle. It's going to be a drag race to the end, but it looks like Bumper Car Ben has the ascendancy on this occasion. Nice battling. Fair racing. They're both giving each other lots of space. That's great to see. And we see Eddie Dust finally getting past Aki, who has just got himself a 3-second time penalty as well, for good measure. So change of position. So we got the Hasses running 3rd and 4th. And who we got? We got Bumper Car Ben dives into the pits on his soft compound tyres. Got a few in the pits by the looks of it. Jim Bob's in the pits in the Renault. He's going on to mediums, as does Frog Label ahead of him. So mirroring each other's strategies here at the front. And one of the more tricky pit lane re-entries of any circuits is France. It's very straightforward, but it's right onto the racing line. The guys coming down the start-finish straight won't be able to see you until you're already leaving the pits and coming onto the racing line. So it's very, very tricky to work that one out without having an accident. Aki's still sat behind Eddie Dust now, so although the Haas driver has got past the racing point. He's not pulling away at this point. His battery light is flashing, so he's obviously quite low on ERS. And Aki does have DRS now, although he's quite low on ERS as well by the looks of it. We've got Bumper Car Ben, who's just got past Neil Ray as well for the last points paying position at this point. Looked like it was a DRS assisted pass and he got the move done by the chicane. And Eddie, who was that gone into the pits? Tommy Gunner, sorry. Getting myself a little bit confused there. Tommy Gunner goes in the pits in the Ferrari. Aki as well in the pits. Esports Addy in the pits. So a lot of people making their pit stops now. We've got a nice little battle down at the back here. We've got Gary having a look at the two AI control cars of Edward Binch and DW. He's caught up to the back of them. Let's see whether he can make a move. He will have DRS down this start-finish straight, but it is quite a short straight. Let's see what he can manage. Edward gets the DRS as well, courtesy of the Ferrari in front of him. And he's going to be too far away come the first corner. So race just settling down quite nicely here. We've got Eddie Dust still out on those soft compound tyres. He's currently leading the race, but he will have to pit again. I'm wondering whether he might pit for the hards, because he could probably make them last to the end of the race now. He's done very well on those soft compound tyres. I'm surprised that he's not struggling. As we ride on board with Aki again, looking at the back of Bumper Car Ben. Both on medium compound tyres. Aki's 1 lap older as Bumper Car Ben runs off the track and gets himself a 3-second time penalty. And Eddie Dust finally goes into the pits off of his softs. So that releases Frog Label back into the lead with Jim Bob just behind him in the Renault. So most drivers choosing pretty much the same strategy. No major differences at this point in time. Obviously we've got a Broken Shark still on his hards up in 5th. And the beauty is with the hard compound tyres, they don't really drop off that much, even by the end of their life, until they're absolutely gone. They still are perfectly capable of getting reasonable lap times in throughout the duration of their stint. So unlike the softs and the mediums, which cannot die off quite quickly, especially at a track like France where overheating the front tyres is very easy. We've still got Edward having a look at the back, or Knotspool has got past Edward, should I say. And Knotspool is now having a look at DW as Dom Walsh gets himself a 3-second time penalty as well. Nice drive on early as on the throttle as you can. Very difficult round there. Looks like Knotspool has got a good drive, but DRS, he's not in that slipstreams. He's not gaining that much on the Ferrari, but he goes for a lunge at the inside. Nicely done. Very late on the brakes indeed. Good move there. And Jim Bob is looking ever closer to the AlphaTauri in the lead. As the back of the light is flashing on that AlphaTauri, he hasn't got all that much ERS left. Jim Bob doesn't have that much. He's on 22% as well by the looks of it. Let's see down this back straight. He'll have DRS. But it looks like Frog Label's getting a much better drive off of that corner. I don't think the Renault is going to be close enough to make a lunge up the inside. No, he isn't. And Frog Label keeps the position for now, but this could be a battle that goes on for a little while. This looks very closely contested. This is what we love to see. If only the real Formula 1 was like this, battles like this for the lead. It's great in the midfield, but we don't get so many battles for the lead. Certainly not like this. This is some cracking racing by these two. As we go through these two are pulling a fair gap on Gronfeld behind. It's nearly 6 seconds now as Jim Bob gets himself a 3-second time penalty for cutting that last hairpin. I'm wondering whether that could have a big impact on the outcome of this race. If he does get past Foglabel, he's going to have to pull a gap now. As we've got Aki and Bumper Car Ben still fighting, and Bumper Car Ben is right behind a Broken Shark as well, so this is turning into a three-way battle. There we go, keeping it nice and neat and tidy. It's all about compromise, this section. There's no perfect way of taking it. And one of the most horrible corners to enter onto a straight. You want it nice and easy so you can just straighten the car up and put that power down, but it's horrible. Horrible corner to do that with. Bumper Car Ben's looking pretty close to a Broken Shark here. In fact, he's looking very close indeed. This isn't a move that you can normally make coming into this corner. It's absolutely flat. So I'd be surprised to see him go past here. It looks like a Broken Shark doesn't have very good internet. He's jumping about a little bit. We've got Neil Ray just gets past Benjamin for 11th place. Into the fast right-hander. There we go. Must have got a very nice drive off of that middle sector. The Red Bull's having a look up, back up the inside, cuts the corner and gets the position back, does he? He certainly does, but Neil's having a look at the inside, contact, and Neil nearly goes round. He manages to catch it. That's not too bad, as he's not dropped any positions. They've got a big gap to David Benson behind. That's ideal. That's unfortunate there. There was some really nice side-by-side racing. Let's jump on board with Jimbo, because going down the back straight here, he's looking closer to the AlphaTauri of Foglabel than he ever has done. He's got DRS. Is this going to be a move for the lead? I think it is. He's going to go at the inside, but oh, Foglabel goes round the outside. He's better on the brakes this time. Nearly had him. Nearly had him. And we got Aki and a Broken Shark having a good old battle as well. Again, here we go. Oh, Aki gets through. Broken Shark looks at the inside, but nothing quite doing there. Good move by the Racing Point. So let's check in with penalties then, as we jump on board with the top two for a little bit. So we got Jim Bob on 3 seconds worth of time penalties, Don Walsh on 3, Bumper Car Ben on 3, Aki on 3. Got a Broken Shark in the Renault on 9, and also David Benson further down in the Mercedes on 9, and Esports Addy and Benjamin on 3. The Renault's getting very, very close to this AlphaTauri here. And they both run a little bit off the circuit at turn 1 and 2 there. Can he stick close enough to him through here? Can he get a better run at him and get the position done? He's got his overtaking enabled already, but he's not got very much of it. DRS is going to open now, but I think Foglabel's got a better drive out of that last corner. I think he's going to hold on to the position here, and he does again. This is a cracking battle. It's so closely matched. As they're catching lap traffic already by the looks of it. Knotsballer gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Oh, he's almost having a look around the outside there. That would have been a very, very good move indeed had he made that one stick. We've got a few changes down the back of the grid. Looks like a couple of people pitting. DRS open down the start finish straight, bringing him a bit closer to the leader, a little bit closer to the leader, not enough to make a move, but getting him tucked right up underneath that gearbox. What a great camera shot that was through turns 1 and 2. Down into the end of the first sector, and this really tight, twisty technical section. The Renault taking an awful lot more curb around that left-hander than the AlphaTauri. He looks super close this time. He does, but I have a feeling Frog Label might get DRS off of the lap car as, oh my goodness, Jim Bob goes and puts it in the wall, losing the back end. I think he's got wing damage there. A little bit too aggressive, a little bit too exuberant on the throttle, and he's lost his second place. He's lost third place as well, and he's got a 10-second time penalty for good measure. It's all gone wrong for him. All gone wrong for him. Look at that front wing. He's got nothing left. He's got nothing left at all. Well, that's just shaking things up a bit. That takes the pressure off Frog Label quite a bit now. He can breathe a moment's peace. Ooh, side by side round the very, very fast right-hander. Eddie Dustin, a broken shark, still battling away. What a great battle this is. Haas and the Renault side by side round a very, very fast right-hander there. As Jim Bob pops into the pits to replace that front wing. Probably mediums will be the best option from here. I don't think he'll make softs last, as Eddie Dust gets the DRS and gets past a broken shark into turn 1. Nice move. Gets that position done. Jim Bob is in. What's he on? He's gone on the hard compound tyres. He's not confident in the mediums lasting to the end of the race. I must say I'm quite surprised with that. I would have thought mediums would have been the better option, but there we go. We'll have a look. So who else we got? We got a Mercedes in the pit further back. That's David Benson on his 13-lap old mediums. So let's have a look. Who hasn't stopped so far? We got obviously David Benson, who's now in the pit stop, and we've got a broken shark. His tyres are 14 laps old, so he can keep going for a bit longer and perhaps put the softs on till the end of the race. But everybody else has stopped. We've had a couple of people that have stopped twice now as well. Neil's looking at the back of Esports Addy. Neil's on a lot older medium tyres, on 14-lap old mediums, and he's lost a bit of his front wing there as well. But he's looking at the back of Esports Addy, unless Esports Addy has just got past him and I didn't notice. That could be the case. I'd be very surprised if Neil was quicker than Esports Addy, given the tyre difference and the wing difference. And looking at it, yeah, Esports Addy is a lot faster. I think he's done that. A broken shark is in the pit lane. We got Tommy Gunner having a look at the back of the Racing Point of Aki, and as we ride on board, but then he cuts the corner and gets himself a time penalty. Oh, we got a yellow flag in Sector 1. It's a broken shark. He's literally just come out of the pits as well on fresh mediums, as he spun it on cold tyres, I think. As David Benson retires from the session. What's happened to him? He is at the exit of the very, very fast right-hander. We have the virtual safety car now come out. So he was on the exit on the left-hand side here. His car has been removed instantaneously by the marshals. They're very, very good marshals on this game. Only their job was that easy to do that quickly in real life. As Frog Label goes into the pits now and puts on a fresh set of medium compound tyres. Let's see where that gets him out. Is he going to get ahead of Bumper Car Ben? I think he is, just. He's only dropped one position for jumping in the pits. And he gets himself a 3-second time penalty as he comes out as well. And Esports Addy has a drive-through penalty for speeding under virtual safety car as it ends. Oh dear, Esports Addy, that's gotta hurt. As you're in the last points playing position, you've just put on fresh tyres, and he's retired from the session as well. I think he's just given up with that. Unfortunately, he was looking good for a point or even a couple of points until that drive-through. As we go on board with the Ferrari of Tommy Gunner again, looking at the back of the Racing Point of Aki. Aki gets a little bit of wheel spin coming out of there. The Ferrari's got better traction. He's just sat in the slipstream. Oh, this is going to be brave if he looks at the inside of this corner. He's having a look, but nothing quite doing there. Oh, and he runs into the back of Aki. He misses the overspeed. Nearly spins it, but he manages to hold on to it. Well held, Tommy. Well held. Get you a job as a drift car driver instead of a Formula 1 driver. Looking at that, there's some nice drifting skills there. We've got David Benson just put in the group chat, just hit the wall. So, sorry to hear that, David, as Aki pops into the pits. That's a shame for the Mercedes driver. He was on fresh softs as well. So, that's the end of his race. So, who is going to the end of the race and who has to pit again? Let's have a little rundown. We've got Grunfeld, 11 lap old mediums. Surely he's going to have to pit again. There's no way he's going to go to the end on those medium compound tyres. We've got Frog Label on fresh mediums. He's absolutely, as Neil Ray pops in the pits, Frog Label will be able to go to the end quite happily. Bumper Car Ben, 11 lap old mediums. Surely he'll have to pit again as well. Same with Tommy Gunner. Eddie Dust as well. I can't see him stretching him. Don Walsh is looking pretty in 6th. He's making a nice recovery after his spin earlier because he won't have to pit. He's on fresh mediums now. Aki on fresh softs. He's going to be hard pushed to push the softs to the end of the race, but it is doable. They're just going to be pretty worn by the time he gets to the last lap. So let's keep an eye on him because his pace is going to be very good. As we've got Bumper Car Ben hopping into the pits from 2nd place as well now. Oh, well, look, we've got Aki right all over the back of Benjamin already on his fresh softs. He's making good use of these. Benjamin is on 11 lap old mediums as Benjamin decides to dive into the pits. Wise choice there, Benjamin. I don't think you're going to last long against the Racing Point on fresh softs. And Aki, you got DRS there. There we go. There we go. Want to gain every fraction of time that you can. As he's coming up to a lot of laps cars here that are ghosting. So, anyone else nice and close? We've got Neil right behind the McLaren of Haida 86 Ramos, or Haida. I think that's how you say it. Do correct me if I'm wrong, Ramos, please. He's on 15 lap old hard tyres, and Neil is on 1 lap old softs, so hopefully he'll make quick work of the McLaren. So you'd have thought, looking at those hard compound tyres, 15 laps, what have we got? We've got another sort of, sort of 8 laps to go. I don't think he's going to make those hard compound tyres last. It's possible, but they're going to be absolutely knackered. And Neil is making the move past with DRS. And he's got the move well done before the braking point. As Gronfeld, has he just come into the pits? I think he came into the pits. Yeah, he's gone fresh, soft compound tyres. And Dom Walsh is getting close to the back of Eddie Dust in the Haas. Here. Eddie is on 11 lap old mediums, whereas Dom Walsh has 3 lap old mediums. As the Broken Shark gets another 3-second time penalty. DRS, he pulls out of the slipstream of that Haas, and he is through for 3rd position. So I have to say, Dom Walsh is looking very pretty for 2nd place, which would be a great recovery drive after that spin when he had contact with Jim Bob earlier on in the race. Benjamin and a Broken Shark very close together on the road. We're at soft compound tyres to mediums. Let's see what he can do. DRS is open for the Red Bull. Tucking into the slipstream, coming out and going past a Broken Shark. And he is well past before the braking zone. Nice easy move in the end. And he has the job done. We've got Tommy Gunner into the pit lane in the Ferrari. He's going on fresh softs to round out this race. Eddie Dust and Gronfeld, the 2 Hasses, are very close together on the road. Bumper Car Ben sets the fastest lap of the race so far, 1:32.3. I think Gronfeld just managed to pass Eddie before we jumped on board with them there. Let's check in on the penalties here. We've got Jim Bob's on a massive 16 seconds worth of penalties, so I think that's going to lose him quite a few places come the end of the race. We've got a Broken Shark on 12 as well, and Callum Jones also on 9, although he's got a good gap to the AI cars behind him. As we got Hayder in the McLaren is pitting on those hard compound tyres. We look at the position changes now. A Broken Shark really is the big gainer that is still left in this race, up 7 positions. You've also got Eddie Dust up 3 in the Haas. He's doing very well. And Gronfeld and Dom Walsh are all... well, Gronfeld is all over the back of Dom Walsh. Apologies. I will get my words out in a minute. He's got DRS down the start finish straight. I think he sets fastest lap of the race as he crosses the line, 1:32.2, and he gets the move done into turn 1. Nice move indeed. He's got a 12.6 second gap to Frog Label up ahead. I think that's going to be a tall order to gain that gap in. He's got a chance because he is on fresh softs. He sets purple first sector of the race as well. I think 12.3 seconds, unless Frog Label makes a mistake. I think he's got this win in the bag at this point. But you never know, this is Formula 1, this is racing, and anything can happen, and anything quite often does happen. Late safety car could bring them all together and change the order around somewhat as well. We've got Tommy Gunner within a second of Jim Bob in the Renault. He's got less penalties than Jim Bob, so he's okay on that. But I'm sure he'd like to get the move made out on track. Neil gets another 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help in his efforts to get a point. He's just sat outside the points in 11th right now. So Ferrari's getting very close to the back of this Renault now. He'll have DRS going down the start-finish straight. Gets much better traction with those self-compound tyres. I think he's going to line up a move here. He certainly does. He goes to the outside. Jim Bob's not going to give this up easily, but the Ferrari has so much more grip at this point, and he gets the move done into the first corner. Nicely done. That brings him up to 7th place. We've got Callum Jones looking at the back of Notzballer. Callum is on fairly fresh soft compound tyres. Notzballer's on 10-lap old hards. So I'm sure Callum will be wanting to get past, especially when Notzballer loses the back end on the curb coming out of that very fast right-hander there as well. Yeah, he's got so much more grip than the Williams at this point. I'm sure this is only going to be a matter of time before he gets the move done. So we move into the latter phases of this race. Everyone has fairly good spacing on track. Everyone's found their own bit of fresh air. Callum Jones got DRS. He's going to have a look, but he's not close enough to get Notzballer on the brakes. He has a look. Slides a little bit over the curb on the second corner there. But patience, Callum, patience. Down this back straight, you have a lot better chance of getting him. You'll have DRS. You have a lot. Oh, he loses the back end. Bit of wheel spin. But I think he's okay. I think he's okay. He's jumping around quite a lot. I think his internet connection's not very good. But looks like he's going to have the run on Notzballer coming into the middle chicane. And he certainly does. He has the position. 13th place. We've also got Bumper Car Ben all over the back of Eddie Dust, and he gets the position into the chicane. What a lovely late dive on the brakes there by Bumper Car Ben. That was fantastic, but Eddie Dust isn't done yet. He's sat on the back of the Williams' gearbox. He wants that position back. It's going to be tough work getting it back because he's on older medium tyres, whereas the Williams is on fresher softs. But let's see whether he can manage anything. Not through here. Bumper Car Ben manages to steal a march on him. That was a really nice move by Bumper Car Ben then. Very late on the brakes, as late as he could possibly manage. And Eddie Dust running a little bit wide there, I think. I think he's struggling on those tyres, certainly to Bumper Car Ben. He's just got so much more pace than him right now. So as we move into as Eddie Dust gets himself a penalty for good measure as well. As we move into the last couple of laps now, if anyone's watching at home and you want to have your vote for driver of the day, please pop your vote in the comments below, and I will announce it at the end. We'll get up the position changes for you. There's been no massive gains by anyone on the whole as Benjamin gets himself a penalty. It's only really up to 3 places. A Broken Shark has gone up 7 places. He's had a good race to get into the points as well. And for me, Fog Label's been pretty supreme out in front. He was challenged by Jim Bob earlier on, but he had that covered, and when Jim Bob lost the back end, I think that was that. Gronfeld has had very good pace. He's managed to keep it clean, and he has inherited the positions from mistakes or racing issues ahead of him. Don Walsh in third, I think, after he got cut up by Jim Bob into the middle chicane. He had a spin, lost quite a few positions. He's made a really, really nice recovery drive to get into third as well. Bumper Car Ben's had a great drive as well. I mean, they've all done incredibly well here. Oh, not quite. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the fastest lap when I can work out where it is. Don't laugh at me too much. We've got Bumper Car Ben at the moment, has the fastest lap, so he's going to gain that extra point. That's a 131.8. Anyone close to it, we've got Gronfeld on a 131.9. Most other people are in the 132s. So at the moment they're standing head and shoulders above anyone else. Got Tommy Gunner having a look at the back of Aki now in the racing point. There's only a lap and a half to go. Can Aki hold on to 6th place? As Ferrari's looking ever quicker. Aki's going to have to make his car that racing point as wide as he possibly can. Oh, he has a look at the inside, Tommy. Oh, that would have been a very brave move. It was, yeah. There's not often you see overtakes up through there. He's got DRS now. I think he's going to have this for Aki. He's got the DRS. He goes to the inside. Aki has a look at defending, but I don't think there's much he's going to be able to do. He has the position going in the corner. Aki gives him a little nudge at the back and says, come on, hurry up, as he turns in. But he's got the position done. Let's see if Aki can stay close enough to him to mount a counter-attack coming down the back straight. I think Tommy's got a bit more grip than him around these corners, and I think Aki's going to be a little bit far away, unfortunately. He's gaining on him with the DRS, but it's not going to be enough to make a move on the brakes. But Jim Bob is right behind these pair. He's on very old hard compound tyres. But he's going to be looking to make amends from his mistake earlier. As Frog Label crosses the line, he is your race winner for this evening. Gronfeld will come home second in the Haas. Dom Walsh third in the Alfa Romeo. Bumper Car Ben in the Williams is going to come home in 4th place. Let's see who else we got. We got Eddie Dust in the other house coming home 5th, but there's an almighty battle behind. We've got Tommy Gunner, Jim Bob and Aki look like they're side by side coming across the line. Jim Bob has the move done, however he will lose the position because he has far more penalties, but that was a photo finish nearly at the end there. We wait for the rest of the points scorers to come across the line. We got Benjamin in the Red Bull. Comes across the line. He is 9th position. The Broken Shark in the Renault. He picks up the final point in 10th place. Neil unfortunately just missing out on the points today, but a good drive from him nonetheless. However, it has been pretty emphatic victory in the end from Frog Label in the AlphaTauri. I'm sure he's very pleased with that. So well done Frog Label, fantastic drive. That's the top spot at the podium. We've got 3 different teams all on the podium as well. What a great race to watch. Mostly very clean and fair racing. It's been an absolute joy to commentate on, and I can't wait for the next one. And we'll jump to the final results, final standings in a second. Unfortunately, I don't have access to the championship standings, so I can't tell you whether or what change that would have on the championship. But nonetheless, Frog Label in the AlphaTauri, first place, leading from lights to flag in the end. Gronfeld second. Dom Walsh, great recovery after an earlier spin, in third place. So well done everyone for racing this evening. It's been a pleasure to commentate on you all. I look forward to seeing you all race next time. If you could please like and subscribe my channel, that'd be very much appreciated. But for now, I will say goodbye and see you next time.